Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having an amazing day. Been playing Hermit Skies pretty much all day, having a great time with it. But it's time for some Hermitcraft, and what I want to do in today's episode is I'd like to get some more work done on the Cathedral. I want to kind of work on the interior a little bit, and I think I want to redo the towers outside. Let's just grab a bed real quick and sleep. Not the whole tower itself, like the towers, the shape of the towers and stuff I'm happy with, but I'm not a huge fan of the detail, this kind of like ornate, this right here. I like the lower level okay, but the upper levels just look bad. They're just not good. And I think I want to kind of do something with that. So we're going to try and tackle that, and maybe we'll get some other stuff done as well. But those are kind of the big primary things. Now, keep in mind, whatever pattern we end up going with here on the tower is also going to have to be replicated over on the sides as well, and on the back, and also kind of on this upper level too. So we're gonna have to replicate this design multiple times, and it's gonna be a little tricky if we don't, if we're not smart about it. Let's put it that way. So that's kind of the plan. Let's kind of get into some things here. I think the first thing is I want to get rid of these torches, and I want to put a carpet going straight down the middle of the cathedral. So we'll kind of open up a little space. That one's gonna have to go. That should do. Okay, cool. So here is the plan. First of all, give me green carpets. Second of all, give me gray carpets. And we're going to say start right about here, I think. I'd like the carpet to go all the way up, but I can't put a carpet here because of buttons. So I think it's better to have a carpet kind of start like right here instead. And we'll run this guy all the way up to the stairs right here. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3 and bring it back. And it looks like this isn't quite a full six. I don't know how many blocks this is. Maybe like 40 or so is roughly what it looks like. But then we'll fill in the middle with green. And I need to decide if I want this to go all the way up to the stairs like here. So let's kind of do something like this. Do we want to bring it all the way up like that? Or would we be better off putting the gray right here? And I think the answer is I like it better with the green going all the way right up to the stairs. Yeah, also I hear a creeper. Oh, and he died in one hit. Oh, because he took fall damage. Okay. Yeah, there are definitely some spawnable areas in here up there on top of the statues. I keep noticing mobs falling down. I'm going to have to address that at some point. That is certainly a little bit of an issue, and we're going to have to fix that. But nonetheless, for now, let's finish getting the carpet in place. And then I think what we'll do is we'll use the carpet to hide some lighting underneath. There we go. So, first of all, do I have any glowstone in here? I do not. I only have torches. Now, say I wanted to hide some lighting right here. If I put the torch here and put the carpet on top, the little smoke particles come up. So we don't want to do that. We could pretty easily just grab like some smooth stone or something, and wherever we wanted to hide a light, we could just do something like that, because if the torch is on the block directly below it and not attached to the sides, then the smoke particles don't appear. So that might be our best option. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards doing. We just want to hide, you know, a little bit of lighting in here so that this is lit up and we don't have tons of spawnable things all over the place. So we'll want to do that for sure. Let's grab. I really don't need the elytra rocket at the moment. So we will do something like that. The other thing we want to do is I want to get some pews in here, or some benches, essentially. And I think we'll bring them to like here. And probably bring them out to about here. So it's not going to be like super ideal for some of these people. They're not going to enjoy their spot where they're sitting, I think. Because some of them are going to have a pretty bad seat. But I think it'll be fine. I mean, we could bring them right up. Yeah, I don't like that very much. We are going to have to figure out how to work around the pillars, though, for sure. Because the pillars are not going away. So maybe we'll just do something like this. And then, yeah, just kind of leave it like that. I'm just going to kind of put some random torches down here. Eventually, I do want to hide some lighting in here. But I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. Because that's one of those things that's kind of easier said than done, to be honest, when you're talking about an area like this. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get all the pews and benches in place. I think they'll start right about here or so. They'll go over until they're 2 blocks from this wall, and that's kind of the plan. So let me get some work done. All right, guys, I am back, and check out what a difference that makes for the cathedral. Having all the pews in place, having the carpet going down the middle, it actually feels like a cathedral now when you walk in the door. Such a big difference. I also got rid of all the chests. I cleaned up the chests that are under the ground down here, filled that in. I know that had been bothering some of you for quite a while. And then as kind of like a little detail, I did like an armrest here with a green stained glass pane that's been rotated one to the side to give it kind of this diamond shape. I don't remember where I learned that. I think it was from one of my Patreons, or one of my Patreon supporters. But I'm not entirely sure. Either way, I thought it was a cool detail and it'd be a cool thing to include here, and it just kind of helps, you know, add a little something so it's not just rows of stairs. But I think it looks really good. I'm quite happy with it, actually. It really gives the feeling of a cathedral now. There's still some space that we need to fill up here. We got to do some stuff up here as well. I mean, there's more to do on the interior, but for now, I think I'm good with it. I just want to kind of leave it alone for the time being. So, next step is I want to tackle this. I want to re-tackle this stuff, the towers. And I think what I want to do... let's grab some rockets here. I think what I want to do is something kind of like what we did here for these little chunks. This little bit that sticks out with the, essentially, I still want to have the stained green, the green stained clay, or the green stained terracotta, as it's called now, as a background block, but I just want to change the design. Like, I'm not super happy with this, this particular design, and I think we can do better. So let's start with the upper levels, and we'll kind of go from there and see what we can come up with here. So I need some green. Actually, it's green stained clay. It's not concrete. So let's grab some of this. Let's put away these stained glass panes that I don't need anymore. Throw these extra item frames in there. And then we're gonna want probably some stone brick stairs, some cobblestone walls. And let's kind of start with that, and then let's also grab ourselves just some ender pearls so I can get up there easily. Okay, let's see what we can come up with here as far as coming up with a design that is a little bit more fitting but still looks, you know, good, and something that can be carried around to the other sides, because remember, we need to do that as well. So let's just land right here. There we go. And I don't think my beacon's not here anymore. So I think what I want to do is, to start with, let's just kind of go... Okay, that was pretty bad. Can I... Yeah, there we go. Let's start let's see here. One, I think that's, yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go to, leave basically a border of 2 here. Let's grab this stone, and let's just do it this way. We'll kind of pillar our way up like so, and then we've got essentially a border here. So we're just going to carve like all of this out. This whole, all this stone. This is just all going to go away. Like so. And then we'll take our concrete and bring it across. And we're just going to make a concrete, or not a concrete, a green stained clay box to start with. Now, obviously, it's not going to be a box in its final form, so to speak. But we're going to start with this because I'm incapable of... I'm completely incapable of not falling off, apparently. Okay, try this again. We'll kind of get up here, fill that in, fill this in, and like so. Actually, this all needs to be filled in, or this does not need to be filled in. Right here, we can tear that stuff out. And there we go. We now have essentially a giant green box, which is, believe it or not, what I want right now. And let's fill that. There we go. Okay, so we'll do that, and then let's kind of divide this into 2 3 wide sections, I think. And then maybe we'll go something like this, or better yet, let me grab a crafting bench here. Better yet, let's make a couple of slabs. And let's put some slabs down right here. Or maybe, like, we still want it to be fairly ornate. So maybe we go like this. And maybe we make this one a stair. Not an upside down stair. A regular stair. Maybe we do something like that. And then it's such a weird space to work in. There we go. Fill that in. Maybe we do stair, stair. And then up here, we'll go full block, stair, 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 like that. And then fill this part in with cobblestone walls. Let's try that out. Let's give that a try and see what we think. So full block, stair, stair. Here, here, and then basically just the reverse, like so. And cobblestone walls like that. Okay, let's try that out. Let's grab these in case I like it and I don't need to come back. And let's fly and take a look at that from a distance. Yeah, I like that much better. I think I want to raise it up one more right here. But I definitely prefer that over this by far. And that's actually a design that we can kind of carry over up to the top as well pretty easily. Yeah. This is good. Okay, so bearing that in mind, we're basically going to do the same thing. I fell. Please don't fall, self. Let's work our way up. Break that. And then we said we wanted to bring this up one more, so it'll go here instead. Like so. And like so. There we go. I think that'll look a little bit better. Once again, we'll take a look at it from a distance in just a minute. But first, let's tear that out, tear this out. Wait a minute. That one and that one get changed over to this. You know what? Actually, let's test something. How would it look if this was smooth stone instead? Now, remember, eventually I'm going to get around to doing the texture variation around this whole thing as well. So it's not just going to be stone. It's not just going to be smooth stone. We're going to have some texture variation. But that's a very time-consuming and very grindy process, and it's not something that I want to do right now. Yeah, I think I like it better with the stone brick. Not by much, but I think I like it a little bit better with the stone brick here. Just by a tad. So we'll go with that as kind of our design for these mid-level towers. Or for the tower mid-level, or however you want to put it. We're going to go with this design. I didn't do the cobblestone wall. Oh, that was dumb of me. That's all right. That's the design we're going to go with, I think. I like it. It'll get the job done. And we'll be able to go back and kind of cut back some of that clay that's not actually behind anything important. That, like, isn't visible from the outside. Like, for example, there's a big strip down the middle right now of cobblestone that or not cobblestone, of stained clay that I'll be able to get back. Kind of right behind this pillar. But I think this will work quite nicely. So let me go ahead and get that done to this side and this side. And I think I'm kind of thinking I want to revamp the front here as well. Let's just see real quick. If I did essentially the same thing, but we went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We could do the same thing here, except it would be 3 of them instead of 2. And then let's fly up to the top, the very highest level, and let's kind of figure out that same thing. So center is here. It would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah. Yep. Okay, cool. So essentially we're gonna remake this design. Same pattern as what we did here. Very, very simple, but I think it looks a lot better and gives the cathedral a much better feel. Maybe we'll leave the design in the bottom, but the thing to keep in mind about that is that if we come around to the side over here, we've got like a tower right here. Like, this is going to be a little funky to do, and a 3-wide design like this would fit in this spot and would not look super out of place. So we need to kind of work on some of these things a little bit and get them all figured out. But anyway, I'm going to get to work on this. It's going to take me some time, so let me get this design added to the towers of the cathedral, and then I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I've got some of it done, not all of it, but a good chunk of it. So I went ahead and I did kind of the same pattern or the same design up here at this top level, and I do like it up there as well. I think this is good, and I think I am ultimately going to swap this design out for basically 3 of this one, because I think that will look better and more consistent. It's a little weird having kind of like this rounded shape here and then this kind of taller shape. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. So, but I think if we go 3 of these right here, that will end up looking considerably better, and it will fit better along the sides. Speaking of the sides, I did do the middle level all the way around. So it's the middle level is done. Obviously I still need to do like the railings and some of that kind of stuff in some of these. But the middle level is done. I don't think I'm gonna do it right here at all. I think I'm gonna leave this kind of interior of this as something else. I don't know. Maybe I will. I need to put some thought into it and try to experiment with it and play around with it and, see what I can come up with and decide if I like it better or not. But unfortunately, I'm actually almost out of terracotta. I've got very little green terracotta left, so I'm gonna have to make a trip to the mining mesa and get some more. And dye it with some cactus green dye and stuff as well. But it's something that I'll just have to get done, I guess. Not a big deal. So that is kind of the progress as far as the Cathedral towers go. I think it's a definite improvement. I really was not a huge fan of those previous designs. And, sometimes that happens when you're building. You get something that looks really good in your head, and then you kind of put it into the game, and it doesn't really look the way that you envisioned it in your head. And that's kind of what happened with those previous designs. The diamond that was up here and the kind of circular thing with those looked way better in my head. And then when I actually put them into practice and did it here, I was like, maybe it'll grow on me. It didn't grow on me. So, and I'm, for the most part, I'm a player. A lot of builders plan things meticulously in creative mode before they build it in the game. I'm not one of those people. I will use creative mode. I do have a creative test world. I do build stuff there occasionally for some planning. But I rarely go into super detail. Usually it's just kind of, in fact, you know what? Let's actually just show you. This is my creative testing world for Season 1 and Season 2 of Hermitcraft. So, there's not a whole lot here if you think about it. We've got, let's go into spectator mode so I can speed up and fly around a little faster. Season 1, we did 150, 170, however many episodes of Season 1. There's this elven house. There's the floor from the Hermitron Go area. This was the base of the base shape. This was me planning out my actual house in the mesa. And that's pretty much it for all the creative builds that I planned. Oh, and the nether portal that was in one of the districts. I forget which one. Some dwarven base pillar stuff. Little things like this. I'll plan out a little bit more, but when you consider that this is the testing world that I had for all of Season 1 and now Season 2, there's really not that much stuff here. I'm not a player that uses creative testing worlds super heavily, and a lot of other builders do, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, that's probably the more responsible way to do it, because then you don't put down a bunch of blocks in a creative world and get halfway, and then start building it in survival and realize, oh, I messed this up. So doing it this way with very little, basically making it up as I go and doing it in survival, the whole thing in survival, has certainly come back to bite me a couple times. But it's the way that I prefer to play because, I'm not a huge fan of building something and then building the same thing again. I prefer to kind of make it up as I go and see what happens. And sometimes that means that, we'll build something on the Hermitcraft server and it won't necessarily look great. Sometimes we don't always get it right the first time. Sometimes we do have to come back later and say, you know what, this needs to be overhauled. Another perfect example, this staircase. And yes, this is still temporary. This will get updated. Don't worry. I know it looks bad. I'm not a fan of it either. But we'll get this done when we do the roads, because I have an idea for this kind of really gradually sloping kind of windy pathway that'll lead up to this point. It'll look really good, I think, once it's all said and done. But for now, we need this kind of temporary staircase here. But anyway, guys, I am unfortunately out of time for this episode. I think I'm going to finish the rest of this in my off hours. Not my off hours, because I don't really have off hours, but in my non-video hours, shall we say. I think you guys have got the idea here. And I don't really need to show any more of it. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.